I did not realize until recently that faith devotionals are big sellers. Take as an example this particular store here that sells the 60-day Bible Promise Journal. They have already sold over 50,000 copies, and this is on Etsy alone. That's tens of thousands of people across the globe who are basically looking for a simple but practical way to connect with Scripture every single day. Now, here's the best part. You don't need to be a professional writer or a pastor to create your own devotional. I actually created this devotional here that I'm showing you on screen in 24 hours using AI. And most of it was me copying and pasting prompts. So what I'm gonna do in today's video is to show you how you can create a devotional as a beginner, importantly, and turn it into passive income. And I'm gonna show you how to do this step by step.
Rockstar Club, that's the place to be. Level up your life, come and grow with me. Mindset strong, we rise, we move. Big dreams.
Welcome back to the Rockstar Academy. It's great to have you, and I'm hopeful that you can get value out of this video. With that said, let's jump right into step one. And this is how to get your own devotional idea. And what we want is a devotional that actually has the potential to sell well online. Because anyone can create a devotional, but the question is it gonna sell? Now, I have my computer here, so we're gonna actually work on this together. And let's get started with our first prompt on ChatGPT. And for all the prompts that I share in this video, I'm actually gonna list them in the description so that you can easily copy and paste them. Now, the first prompt that I'm showing you here on screen is gonna help us brainstorm devotional ideas and also title options for our devotional. Give me 10 devotional book ideas based on Scripture, each with a 30-day theme and a clear benefit in the title. Make them sound similar to the best-selling devotionals on Amazon and Etsy. If something is working, why reinvent the wheel? We're just gonna differentiate ours. Now, what I want you to notice here is that each of these titles, they clearly state the number of days. The theme is also stated, and the benefit. That's the exact formula that successful devotionals use to attract buyers. Now, for my devotional, I'm gonna focus on abundance because it's a powerful biblical theme that resonates with almost everyone. Everybody wants to live in abundance. And you know why? Because God didn't put us here on earth to suffer. So my book is titled Living in Abundance, 30 Days of Faith, Wealth, and Purpose, which I got from ChatGPT. Now, my devotional is actually going to take readers on a 30-day journey through Scripture. It's going to focus on biblical principles around abundance, not just financial wealth, however, but also peace, joy, health, fulfillment, and alignment with God's purpose. Now, with our idea ready, let's move to step 2. And this is to build the actual framework for our devotional. Now, I asked ChatGPT to give me a prompt to generate my devotional layout. And you can go ahead and copy the prompt. Like I said earlier, they're all in the description. You can modify it with your devotional title that you get from either ChatGPT or one that you come up with on your own, as I'm doing here on screen, in the section of the prompt that's there to accommodate it. Now, with our prompt ready, we're gonna hit go. And as you can see here, for each day of our devotional, we get the title, we get a scripture, we get reflection, and a journal or an action step. And you can ask ChatGPT for more days until you have all 30, because it may give you them in segments. Now let's move to step 3. And this is where we're gonna personalize our devotional, because it's one thing to take generic output from ChatGPT and take that to the final product, but it takes it to another level if you can personalize it at least a little, even though it's not required. Now, to make it uniquely mine, I decided to enrich each day's reflection with my personal testimonials, some lessons, and my life experiences. And I'm going to suggest that you do the same. And the good news is you don't need to be a professional writer to do this. Just write it roughly in ChatGPT and say, edit this for me. And then you copy it and paste it at the appropriate places in your devotional. What this personalization step is going to do, it's going to make your devotional more relatable. It's going to make it more authentic, and it's going to make it more heartfelt. We want it to sell, and this will help it to sell. Let's move to step 4, which is where we're going to create the actual page designs for our devotional. And this for me is the most exciting step. Now, I wanted the devotional to look very polished and inviting, not like a plain Word document like you see on many platforms out there with devotionals that do not sell. So I use ChatGPT Pro to create custom devotional page layouts, and I use this design prompt that I'm showing you here on screen. And like I said earlier, I've placed all the prompts to include this one in the description. So we're going to go ahead and copy it from the description, and we're going to paste it into ChatGPT. And what we're going to do is we're going to generate the page for day 1. So right here where it says add text here, you're going to paste the details as I'm doing here on screen for each day, and you're going to need to do it individually. This is going to take a little time. It took me 24 hours, but if you want something that can sell, you need to invest time. Now, again, you can modify the prompt as you see fit based on the book that you're creating. But right here from the ChatGPT menu, I'm going to select Create Image because we want it to look artistic and like a design. And then I'm going to select Generate. And this is what our first page looks like. And as you can see here, ChatGPT gives us 2 options to choose from, and you can choose the one you like best. But here's the thing, if you don't like either, go ahead and regenerate, or you can modify the prompt to get a design that's more to your liking. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna repeat this step for day 2, and then we're gonna go and select Create Image from the ChatGPT menu and Generate. And this is what page 2 looks like. Now you're going to repeat this process for all the pages, and then you're going to download them as you get them and save them to your device. And the great thing is you can do this with a phone, you can do it with a tablet, or you can do it with a computer. Now I want you to stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show you exactly what the finished devotional looks like, and then I'm going to talk about how you can sell yours. Now, to use the image generation feature on ChatGPT, you're gonna need a paid subscription, and it's gonna cost about $20 per month. What I suggest is if you don't have that paid subscription and you want to use it to create your devotional, you can go ahead and subscribe for a month, and then you can unsubscribe if you cannot afford to keep the subscription, or you can leave it if you can afford to. Now, before we dive into things like formatting the book and designing our book cover, if you're wondering where to sell your devotional, I'm gonna suggest that you sell it on your own website. By doing that, you are able to keep most of the profit that you're gonna make as opposed to selling it on third-party platforms. You will also be able to add other digital products to your own website over time and build up your digital empire. Now, to do this, you will need a professional domain to build trust and also to stand out from everybody else. And that's exactly where a .store domain comes in handy. What I want you to do is to go to the .store link. It's in the description. It's gonna be at the top. And then you can search for domain names. As an example, you could search for mydevotional.store or faithandfinance.store, whatever you decide to name your website. You're then gonna add it to your cart, as I'm showing you here on screen, and then you're gonna go ahead and enter my coupon code, which is ODETA. And what this is gonna do is at checkout, you're gonna get your .store domain for just 99 cents for an entire year. Rockstars, That is less than the price of a bottle of water to kickstart your business. Go ahead and complete checkout, and now you have your own professional storefront domain. And here's why I like and recommend .store domain. They're actually proven to get 87% more traffic and also rank higher on Google because customers instantly know that it's a shop. .store, it's a shop. Plus, over 1.5 million sellers actually use it, including big names like Rihanna, as I'm showing you her .store page here, or even Mr. Beast or Cristiano Ronaldo. And one of the big benefits of registering a .store domain is that you unlock free access to Elevate.store. And this is a platform that's going to give you discounts on tools like Canva, on Shopify, discounted Wix themes, free marketing templates, and even launch packs, and a lot more, as you can see here on screen. You can think of Elevate.store as your online business cheat code. It's going to help you to save money, launch your business faster, and it's going to help you to look a lot more professional. And I've also placed the Elevate.store link in the description of this video as well. Now, rockstars, with your domain in hand, you can then follow the instructions that I provided in this video tutorial here to build a website with a platform like Wix, which is the website that I'm using here to sell my own digital products, to include ebooks. Now, again, I'm going to put a link in the description for you to gain access to Wix. That said, let's move on to step 5, and this is where we're going to format our book. Now, with our devotional pages downloaded from ChatGPT for all 30 days, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to Canva. I've also placed a link in the description, and you're going to search for 5.5 by 8.5 inch templates. Next, you're going to drag, or you can upload your devotional pages that you downloaded from ChatGPT, and you're going to pull them over onto Canva as I'm doing here, and then you're going to lay them out individually, page by page, on the template here in Canva, as I'm showing you how to do here on screen. Now, I do recommend that you add an acknowledgement, and you can just go to ChatGPT and say, give me an acknowledgement for my devotional, and again, you can tweak it. You can do the same thing to create an introduction. I'm showing you the introduction I created here, and you can also create a how to use this devotional, and ChatGPT can help you with that as well with a simple prompt. And then you can either copy this over to Canva and place it on a template by itself for each of them, the acknowledgement, the introduction, and the how to use. Or if you're creative enough, you can go ahead and write them. And after writing them, you can use ChatGPT to edit them and then paste them in Canva. Now, that said, let's move on to step 6. And this is where we're going to add something that, in my opinion, is pretty important. It's a note-taking page. Because I like when I'm using my devotional, there's a slot or a space there for me to make my own notes based on my introspection. So here, let's go ahead and search for templates for devotional, or templates for devotional notes. And we're going to choose a design like this one here, which is really a space for people to write their own reflection or thoughts. And what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate it to add it to the layout. And for each page, or for each day, we're going to add a blank page with these lines so that the reader can journal their reflection right there. Now let's move to step 7, and this is our book cover. And you can go ahead and copy this prompt that I'm showing you here on screen. It's gonna be in the description. It's the prompt that will give you a cover, and again, you need to tweak it based on your book title, or if you want different colors, or if you want different designs, just tweak the prompt and place it in ChatGPT. And to create the book cover, you need to select Create Image in ChatGPT, as I'm doing here, after you have modified the prompt, and hit go. And this is what our cover looks like. And again, keep generating until you get something that you like, or modify the prompt until you do. Now let's move to step 8, because it's one thing to write a really good devotional, but if you're not marketing it, you're not gonna get any sales. The first thing you're gonna need to do is to create social media profiles. And don't worry, you're not gonna put your face on it. But if you think you can market successfully in 2025 without being on social media, I think you're making a grave mistake, because the only way to do that is by paying a lot of money for ads, and we don't wanna do that at this stage. After you create your website and you have your sales page, what you want to start doing is driving organic traffic from social media for people to get to that page, click on the product, and purchase it. So with your Instagram, TikTok, and at least Facebook accounts created, you can post a scripture card or a short quotation from your devotional every single day. And you can find templates like this one that I'm showing you here on Canva, and then modify it based on what you want to share. And then you're gonna animate the poster as I'm doing here so that it becomes a video. So when you post it on social media, it's not static. The second thing that you can do is you can go to Google Whisk, and I'm gonna place a link for Google Whisk in the description of this video, and you can create an avatar of yourself by uploading one of your photos, as I'm showing you here on screen, and then using it as the subject to generate an image of you sitting either in your living room or somewhere, as I'm showing you here on screen. And by generating an avatar with a nice background, what you're gonna do next is animate it, and you're gonna type here, as I'm doing on screen, the subject or the character is reading a devotional, and then you're going to open quotations and you're going to type what you want the subject to say, and the subject will only speak for 8 seconds.
I have come that they may have life and have it to the full. John 10, verse 10. Click link to get my devotional.
If you don't want to use a photo of yourself, just ask ChatGPT to give you a realistic cinematic avatar that you can use to read your devotional scriptures. Now you can create this 2 times a week, and you're gonna post it on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and anywhere else online, with importantly a link to your devotional for people to buy it. Now, as I promised earlier, here is what the devotional I created looks like. Now, if you really want to take your sales to the next level, you're gonna have to come on camera. Just grab your phone and video yourself reading a 30-second section of either your reflection, and then invite people to buy your devotional and then post it on social media. You can also go live once a week on Instagram or Facebook to share a devotional entry and to connect with your audience. Again, pushing them to your website to purchase your devotional. You can also pair this with email marketing. And if you don't know how to do email marketing, just ask ChatGPT to give you an email marketing strategy for your devotional. And in doing so, you can create a 7-day mini devotional PDF and offer it for free as a lead magnet to collect people's emails on your sales page, and then send them weekly emails and encourage them, and also remind them to get the full 30-day devotional. Next, you want to grow your reach, and you can collaborate with others, and you can also reach out to churches, Bible study groups, Christian influencers, and podcasters to help promote your devotional. Offer them free copies or an affiliate link or bulk discounts in exchange for sharing your devotionals on their platform. Now, once there's some organic traction and purchases coming in, you can invest in paid ads on Facebook or Instagram with a small budget of maybe $5 to $10 per day, targeting Christian women who are interested in Bible studies and devotionals. And to further deepen engagement, I actually recommend that you build a community group on Facebook, or you can build it on WhatsApp, where buyers can share reflections and encourage one another. Finally, rock stars, collect testimonials from your first readers or your first buyers and use their stories, their quotations in things like your posts, in your ads, and on your sales page on your website to build trust and credibility. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you would buy this devotional, or if you think it will sell. And until next time, walk good.